Every day, historic buildings across America are being torn down, and what's inside can be lost or destroyed forever. But not if Mike and Robert get there first.
Bring it down just a little bit.
From an old farmhouse to an abandoned mill, together they restore, repurpose, or resell whatever salvage they can find.
Now, this is a no fun thing.
They're saving pieces of history and America, one salvage job at a time.
The value just keeps going up.
They are the Salvage Dawgs.
Robert, I got something in the truck that I haven't seen since my days in the Navy in the Philippines.
That's worrisome. That's a bit worrisome,
It's
Mike.
all good. Oh, it's all good. I was a lot lighter back then, so it was easier, but it's got 3 wheels. Well, Robert, I had something.
Nice, nice.
It was in here a second ago. Well, here we go.
What's up, boys?
Hey.
Oh, man.
Well, come on now. Isn't this cool? You guys,
The brakes work.
You guys, what was that,
This is the new Black Dog shuttle. You just pulled a hammy.
Oh, no. We could send Tay downtown and make a little coin for us here.
Right from the streets of Saigon. We've always needed one, and now we've got it.
You know, people are always looking for rickshaws.
Where did the rickshaw come from, Mike?
I was doing a buy with an importer, and this was just one thing he had, reasonably priced, and I thought pretty cool. Kind of reminded me of my Navy days in the Orient. It was a nostalgic buy for me. I do it every once in a while.
He's got it in him.
I don't know. I'm looking at this thing in the back and the brake and everything else, and man, that's scary. This is a scary. That's scary right there.
The turning radius is 0.
The yoke, as you turn, the thing leans.
Yeah.
Watch.
And you paid what for it?
150. Where else are you gonna find one?
The rickshaw store?
Well, this thing's probably 50 years old. It's not the safest thing in the world. I don't know how these people rode those things, to tell you the truth, but this is a prop. It will probably never be used as a rickshaw again.
Prop it. It's a euphemism for it. Ain't worth a damn anymore.
I'm trying to keep the value up a little bit on it right now.
I'm thinking that this picture right here, if you just go like this is the future for Mike and Chad.
Take me to the liquor store, Tay. I need cigars and beer.
All right, let's go, man.
Right.
We can go get a beer getting store.
See ya. Don't run into Robert's truck.
Goodbye and good luck. You'll need it. Guys, this was shaping up to be a pretty busy week, and just got busier. I got a call this morning from the manager of my dad's old brokerage office.
Oh, cool.
And they're getting ready to remodel, and there's an old, what's called a teletrade. It's kind of like a visual ticker. When my dad built out this office, he took this antiquated piece of machinery with him and put it up in this new office. Well, he's gone, and they want it gone. So we're going to save it. Also, we're headed to Ohio.
Granville?
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris from Columbus Architectural Salvage called.
He trades with these ladies up there with, they're big pickers.
They got a barn. I think they have a sale maybe 2-3 times a year, where they let the public in.
Cool.
But we're getting a special visit.
We're getting a private showing.
Yeah. 3 days on the road, you know, with the different stuff we got to do, and then we got to get back and clean up the projects.
And we'll take the big truck.
Back for Casual Friday.
Well, I got this idea to build a coffee table out of a door. This is something everybody can do. So I'm going to go into my interior door section and grab one and just do it. Something like this, which is a 4-panel. A lot of times they call them a Bible door, because if you turn it upside down, it's a cross. A lot of these old doors were cut to the sagging houses that they lived in. The problem that I have right here, it's about a 1/2 inch out. So I've got to cut me a straight line. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. So now that I've got one surface clean, every cut that I do on this plane will be straight. Yeah, it smells good. I love the smell of pine. Now I've got me a nice square top, and that's it. So now we're going to cut this guy in half. And then these guys can be the legs, all right? Voila! That's really it. It's not much more than that. It's kind of simple, but and you can see what you can do with a door. Is it level? God, I hope so.
It's too early for salvage, Mike.
We're at my dad's old office, downtown Roanoke. It's not a huge project, but it's important to me. This teletrade, which is out on the wall in here, is a 1968 technology. It's like, you know, old Times Square, seeing the ticker tape. The public would come in and sit in chairs and look at this board. And when I was a kid, I was looking at it, I was like, what the hell is all this stuff? Turns out, it's important.
It's important.
Yeah, there's a good way to make money.
My dad was a very nice fella and a good businessman and a great stockbroker since like the late 50s. And this is an office that my dad built, mid-80s, I guess. My dad made it a point to take along this old teletrade machine. I can remember it being in my dad's old office in the late 60s. I think the feed died on it. It was just a blank screen. But still, my dad wanted to take it with him just for ambiance.
Right, good to see you.
Pleasure to meet you, George.
Hey, George.
So I got a call from the current manager, and they're remodeling the office. They were kind enough to give me a call and said, hey, this thing's got to go. Do you want it? And I was like, what time do you want me to be there?
It worked when it came here, didn't it?
Well, it worked for about a week or two. And then it died, and Bob spent his own money and hired a guy from Bunker Ramo to come down and fix it. That worked for about a week or two, and then that died, and he said he couldn't find any more replacement parts.
I got you.
Hey, Robert, good luck on bringing it back up, buddy. Robert has the idea. He's going to make it
That's
work
an
again.
awfully negative story about the future of this.
It's a nostalgia piece for sure. But, yeah, if we can get that thing working again, you know, putting something across, you know.
Buy me.
Just now. The stock is going up.
That's right.
The little arrows going up and down.
We got 3 bolts to take out. Then we've got to lift it off this rack onto our shoulders.
I hope we don't crash land with this thing, man.
I mean, it wasn't a very involved process. The unknowns were we didn't know how heavy it was. But I had a sneaking suspicion of how heavy this thing could be, and I wasn't wrong.
Let's just test it, okay?
Yep. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Let me set it back down for 1
Do
second.
that, yeah. Yeah, it's heavy.
Do we have a scale?
Well, I put my shoulder under this machine, and it was a bathtub. A big clawfoot bathtub hanging 12 feet up on the wall.
Well, looking up at it from the ground, it doesn't look heavy. But then they use a lot of metal in old stuff. So it turned out to be 300 pounds type heavy. And that's dangerous up that high. This thing's going to sit down. We're just going to drop it right into this cradle.
Yep.
These are my 2 safeties.
And then we cut those and...
Yeah, once we get it under that and
right.
control it, then we can...
Like it.
You like that?
I like it.
I'm not feeling the love, Robert.
I like it.
All right.
I'm telling you right now, I like it.
I wish I'd seen the video first.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Come on.
Got it.
Okay, Ted, let it out a little bit.
Okay.
It's in the cradle.
Mike put a couple loops on that thing. Those were safeties.
Come on down, Ted. You got the load.
Ooh, watch your bracket up there.
We got it under control now.
Then we were able to drag it down without the risk of it falling if one of his other rigging failed. So we double rigged it, which I thought was brilliant.
Sweet.
Well, it wasn't necessarily brilliant, but it was prudent, you know, which is brilliant in his case.
I pulled my MacGyver out. Yeah, MacGyver, what would MacGyver do?
MacGruber.
MacGruber. I should catch my new song. MacGruber.
He would have planned more.
He would have planned better, yeah.
Watch your steps here, Mike.
Ease up on a little bit, Robert. Ted and I got this.
I don't know for how long. All right, easy.
Sit down.
No, I don't want to pick it back. Watch your back. Watch your back.
And this thing, it was awkward, balance-wise, weight-wise, and it was heavy.
I need help.
Help him, Rob. Get your end up on the... I mean, we're strong guys, but, you know, cumbersome 200-plus pound piece is not easy to wield.
It's heavier than I thought.
Yeah.
In the conversation, you know, man, this thing's heavy. Oh, this thing's really heavy. Well, how heavy is it? So a little friendly wager is always a you know, way to make the morning interesting.
Let's do a little wager on the weight of it, since we don't know.
Okay.
I'm going 275.
That's
I'm
light.
250.
That's light. That's over 305.
Wait a minute. Is it the closest, or if you're over, you blow out?
You can't go over.
Can't go
Yeah,
over.
this
Go
is
over.
Price is Right rules. Home at last. Home at last.
Oh, we're always looking for an opportunity to bet something. It's always a beer or a burger or something, just a friendly competition. So we got the ticker back to Black Dog, and it's heading for the scale so we can declare a winner.
Did we zero the scale?
Yes. Come on, baby.
Oh.
Slow down, baby.
Yes, come on, yes.
What is it?
Damn, I'm way off.
I'm in. Yes,
You're over.
No, I'm 275, baby. You're 250.
He's over.
No, you're over. Did you say 250 or
I
275?
said 250. That's not over.
Did you say 250 or
I said
270?
275. He was 250.
He's over.
I'm
You
under.
win. You win.
You damn right I
You win.
How does that happen?
You're buying drinks because I know how the game works.
That can't be right.
It is right. If you go over what
You
the
get
actual weight is.
over.
All right, let's get some new rules here. The closest to the number wins.
Winner.
Can we get Drew Carey on the phone?
Yeah, so I lost. I was a little confused of the rules, but I obviously was corrected many times during the process.
Senility.
Hey, man. Hey, at least I can fall back on that, huh?
We're going to be up in the Ohio area, and Chris from Columbus Architectural Salvage said, hey, I've got these ladies, these sisters were great pickers.
I'm Mike Whiteside.
Hi, I'm Kelly Nash.
Kelly,
nice
pleasure to meet you.
Kimberly Robinson.
They have a really cool barn collection of stuff. There was 2 floors to this barn, and both of them were chock full, and we were on a tight schedule. So, you know, we had room in a truck, and it was time to fill it up.
How long y'all been doing this?
4 years.
4 years?
We're young bloods.
Well, that's good. If you got a barn full in 4 years, you must have been selling some stuff.
Or keeping it.
This was a big barn, so we split up into 2 teams. This is awesome already. Tay and I upstairs, and then Ted and Robert downstairs.
Something for everyone in here.
That's nice right there. Porch swing. Hardly needs anything except maybe a little shaking off.
That's right.
Stuff like this is what I like, Kimberly.
That came from Steubenville. We picked a barn and they had hundreds of them.
I like these too. I love parts bins, baskets,
Yeah,
love baskets.
Like this, look at it.
Yeah.
Those are dipping,
Yeah.
they're dipping baskets.
Dipping baskets.
Dipping
exactly.
baskets.
Look at that.
Ready-made tabletop.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Look at it. I like that.
I like the tea.
You can have that for your little
Aw,
experience.
he's a lot cuter than I am. I don't get anything free. You know, when you get a big building just like us, you fill it. They've got a lot of stuff, and they've got a passion for what they do, and I think they have a party twice a year, I think, to sell their stuff. I think it's getting close to the party because this place is full.
Well, how about this galvanized stuff?
Yeah, bring it out.
I was like, thanks, Chris. I appreciate you bringing us here, because this is going to fill out a truck.
I don't know where to stop, but Robert will tell me. Where to
Oh,
stop.
he's the
yeah,
boss?
Yeah, he'll tell me where to stop.
Take it up there. Okay. Did you get that?
That's how it goes right
I'm
there.
sorry, man. I didn't even
That's
see
all
it
right.
there at all.
Good place for that.
Yeah.
Well, this just came up from the shop downstairs. Mike put this together. It's an old door that he has cut off the top and made the 2 sides from. I think he is going to be putting a glass top on it so that your glasses won't fall in the crevices. I'm pretty much going to start with sort of a denim color blue on top of this. Denim blue is a good natural, neutral color that I think could go in most any decor. Oh yeah, I think this is going to be great. Oh, yeah, I really like this. The way some of these little speckles come through, where the paint has revealed the original color, it just adds a little sparkle, a little interest, and that's what we like here. Warm and worn, like a pair of blue jeans. That's all we need.
Tell me what I got here.
That is a part to a bowling alley, the functioning of the pins dropping. Wow. And I just had to have it. The scrappers took everything, and I was like, can I have that?
I'm looking at it going like, this is art.
That's what
This
I
looks
think.
like
I
somebody put it
know.
together.
Yeah, I'm glad you see it.
I'm always looking for old bowling alleys, because it has style. 1960s stuff. They just went all out with certain styles. But the thing that interested me most was the bowling alley floor.
Nice. Maple and some pine.
Yeah, and pine and probably some walnut right here. Kelly, I can tell you right now, we'd be interested in some of this.
Yes.
How many lanes were there?
There were 24 lanes and we got 18 of them. We weren't able to get them all out, but...
They're maple, so typically they make great kitchen islands. We make tables out of them, of course. They just have a great style to them, and you don't normally, without having to do a huge amount of work, see piles of it laying around for sale. So that was a good deal. But the bottom line was we hadn't nailed down any pricing yet, and I wasn't quite sure where we were going to be on that.
Well, how'd we do that? Well, I don't know yet. I mean, I got my wish pile going.
Yeah.
A little concerned that we were definitely dealing in the wholesale retail range versus the salvage range. They had done the work, so I'm okay with that. But it was a lot of stuff.
Makes our life easier because they've already done the picking. But the problem with that is they're in the business to make money too. It's not like you're picking it out of an old nasty barn. They're putting it in a finished place, so price is going to go up. Robert, we're going to be in a hole, buddy. Want to start putting numbers on? Are y'all ready for numbers? Y'all need like a huddle or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can list.
We have ESP, or mental telepathy, because we're sisters.
We have to look at each other really strong. We're like,
It was a cool pick. They had literally a barn full of stuff. We pulled out what we could into the pile, and now it's time to do some arm wrestling with these girls. Price. Cuanto? Cuanto?
we were thinking $20 a piece.
That's retail.
For you?
Okay.
Yeah, because actually we sell those for $15 a piece.
Really?
Oh, we sell it for 25 to 30.
Yeah, yeah. We're not in Kansas, Dorothy.
Okay, so we'll do.
No, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's
Yeah, man, it's no big deal.
But we can't only sell them for 15.
We always want to pay as little as possible as they would, and on their part, they want to get as much as they can. All right, these bins?
Yeah, we 25.
20, and I'll buy them all.
All right. That's $40. That's really old.
So am I, but my value's not going up. We're going to negotiate as hard as we can because we're not taking it to New York City. We're taking it to Roanoke, Virginia.
I don't really know what to sell that for because, of course, it's the tabletop and it's only the tabletop. Would you like to make an offer on that, honestly?
$45.
Evidently that wasn't an honest offer.
How about 50?
Does that work for you?
50 works for us.
It does?
Okay.
Are you sure?
All right.
They knew the value, the retail value of the stuff. Not to say they weren't fair, but they were attached a little bit more to the items than I had hoped.
That screen door is $135.
It's nice, but I think we'll pass on that one.
75.
How about 100? I'd say.
No.
Even if you had the weight?
He shot it down. I mean, it got vetoed. You know how it goes.
How about 90? 90 is the lowest we'll go.
No, I just changed my mind on it. I just don't think I can.
$50.
No, it's not for sale now.
We had to leave some stuff behind.
Yeah.
Now, that's a key. That's a lesson out there.
There is a number where you got to stop, and they knew their number, and it wasn't ours. They were hovering between wholesale and retail.
We're always trying to go from the wholesale to the salvage side.
I'm going to pull out my salvage calculator over here.
That's right.
It's got two less zeros on it.
All right, corner, we just finished this up, this neat table made from a door. They took the door apart and made the legs for it on the sides, and then we put a glass on it, which I think is really nice for a coffee table. First, your cups don't fall, and then they made some little brackets to secure it, and it really give it some dimension.
I love that.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, I do, and I love that detail.
I think the table turned out great.
Yeah, nice.
The color's right. It's a simple design. Not a real difficult job. It's something that anybody can do on their own with simple tools.
No. It can only be done here at Black Dog.
This is something that can be done only here at Black Dog.
Well, the one thing we haven't talked about is these bowling alleys.
Here's how we would think about doing it. We were thinking $40 linear foot for one piece.
How about $100 a piece? Each, we'll take the whole pile. And that's obviously less than 40.
Yeah.
They knew what they wanted for the stuff, and they were in no rush. They did want to make some more room because they wanted to go out and get some more stuff. But they weren't terribly interested in the volume discount that I was looking at. So they were a little tougher than I'd hoped.
How about $20 linear foot?
What is
If
that?
you buy a lot.
Wait, together.
Buy a lot.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang on. That was a good deal. The work had been done, so it's just loading in the truck. The price was a little steep, but like I said, the work had been done.
They had taken 18 lanes out of a bowling alley in the area. They got so much of it, they got to bring some more in. So they're motivated to clear the space and put more in. That was a good week. We got out to do a pick out in Ohio, which was really pretty awesome. Meet the sister salvage, Kelly and Kimberly. Saving a little bit of local history with Robert's dad was heartwarming. And it was good to get it back to its home with Robert. It's back home. Your dad's going like, son, good job. He's got a thumbs up for little Bobby.
Never.
Did he call you Bobby?
Never.
What did he call you?
Sam.
Sam. He called you Sam?
I'm Sam.
Where the heck did that come from? All right.
Who
Okay,
knows?
never mind. Never heard that before. Sam?
Don't call
Don't call me Sam.